Hello, my name is Issachar, and I am the leading authority on creating your own reality. I am the author of 100 Secrets to Mastering the Game of Life, and I am also the author of the newly released book, The Art of Manifestation, 6 Keys to Creating Your Own Reality. And also, I have created the manifestation methodology. And what that is, it is a systematic blueprint that I have put together to where I apply it to people's lives. I usually work with people for 30 days, private coaching. And in this particular model, what we do is we begin to lay out a blueprint for the person's life, depending on where they want to go, where they're at, so forth. I want to welcome you tonight to this webinar, How to Become a Money Magnet. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Those of you who are tuning in or who are listening by telephone, I want to thank you for being a part of this great webinar. We're going to get into some great concepts and precepts and truths tonight that I believe will be of a great blessing to you, and I believe will put you in a better perspective and allow your mind to expand to a greater level. I think that when we come into a great level of knowledge and when we link ourselves with like-mindedness, it really brings us to a higher level. And it allows us to, at some point, find ourselves being somewhat connected to a greater power, something that's bigger than us, and be part of the collective. And I'm elated and delighted to be in this place tonight with you, those of you that are watching. It really comes it really brings me to mind when we look at this particular topic for tonight, how to become a money magnet. Now, most people will say, well, what do you mean, how do I become a money magnet? Well, what that means per se with the money magnet is that money, as everybody believes, I believe that when it comes to money, we are all of the same religion, right? They always say that money doesn't buy you happiness. Money doesn't buy you love. Money doesn't buy you a lot of things. But we have this great focus and lock in on money. Not per se of what money is, but I believe because of what money can do for us and where money can take us and what money can allow us to accomplish while we hold it so dear to us. We see in life how people really come to a place where they begin to really look at money from a different perspective. They begin to look at money from all different avenues. And I found out that a lot of people want a lot of money. If you ask anybody, they always say, listen, I would love to have a lot of money. I really need more money than I'm making now. I want to be able to make, people tell me all the time, I don't want to be rich. I just want to be comfortable. I always believed in order for you to become rich, in order for you to be comfortable, you need to be rich. So when we all vast about this whole concept of getting more money and more money and more money, the concept that comes to me is the realization, the concept, the consciousness that comes to me when dealing with money comes into a place now where I look at this from this perspective and say, listen, sometimes it's not that we need more money in life. Sometimes we need to have an understanding of how to take care of and how to work with the money that we do have. Because giving us more money would just bring us into more issues and problems if we don't clear up the issues and the problems underneath. And we're going to get into that later on in this particular webinar. So I want to thank you for those of you that are tuning in and watching this. I really hope that you can stay to the end. I have a special, something special for you at the end that I want to show you and allow you to become a part of. I think that in this day and time, we're in a great place where we're able to create and really bring into focus a lot of things that we want to manifest and bring into perspective. A magnet is something that it magnetizes things to it. You know, if you ever had a magnet and you pull it around paper clips or anything that's metal, it automatically pulls it to it and it sticks to it. The gravity pulls it in. The magnetic force begins to magnetize it, and it brings it into perspective, right? And so when we talk about becoming a money magnet, we want to magnetize money to us. We want to be able to bring money to us and magnetize with that magnetizing force power and begin to magnetize it to us. And so we're going to talk a little bit today about different concepts and different ways of how we can actually become money magnets. The first thing I would want to talk about very briefly is, I would say, what is your relationship with money? And what I mean by that is that when you begin to look at money from its most origin form, the question I would ask you is sometimes the relationship we have towards money, how do we think about money? What are your thoughts towards money? Because see, a lot of us were brought up and we were told, oh, you know what, you can't afford that. Oh, you know what, you don't have enough money for that. Oh, you know what, you're not going to be able to have access to that because you don't have enough money, or because I'm not rich and famous, I'm not able to be in a certain place or around certain people. And so we have certain thoughts that have lingered into our minds about money. Maybe we're thinking that we're not good enough. Maybe thinking that we don't deserve money or we don't deserve a lot of money. We get into that concept of looking at it from that perspective of saying, you know, maybe I don't deserve money. Maybe because the way that I was raised, we didn't have money. And so we were always taught that, you know, we weren't privy to those things. We didn't have access to those things because we didn't have money. And so I think that when you begin to really look at things from that perspective, from a foundational level, I have to ask the question, what is your relationship with money? How do you feel about money, right? Because how I feel and how I think about money really shows my conceptual relationship and my ideology regarding money. Money is the easiest thing to be replaced. It's easy to be replaced, right? But at some point, if I'm going to be able to manifest money, I have to be in a position to have the right thoughts, the right feelings, and the right relationship with money, right? Because I can't feel inferior. I can't feel that I don't deserve it, that I'm not good enough. I can't feel that I'm not supposed to have this or I have that. And a lot of times in life, it's not about the money that we want. It's mainly about what we feel money can give us, the status, the things that it can give us, the possessions of the jewelry, house, cars, the big luxury things that money can give us. Those are the things that we think we go after money for. But on a much deeper level, there has to be something inside of you that says, listen, I understand my concept and I understand what money is. I know that money will bring you the opportunity of being in a better place and being in a better position. But what is my relationship? How do I think about money? Do I think about money as being good? If you've seen me post on Instagram, Facebook, people have always said that money is the root of all evil. I believe that the lack of money, Well, honestly, in the ancient scriptures, it says that the love of money is the root to all evil. But I believe that the lack of money is the root to all evil, because where there is no money, that's where there's a lot of crime. That's where there's a lot of betrayal and theft and robberies and all these different things that take place due to the lack of money. So I've always believed that the lack of money is the root to all evil. With that being said, I believe that money equals you. There is no separation between you and money, right? There's no separation between money and how money's connected to me, which means in reality that you are your own ATM. What does that mean? That means that once you learn the code and the PIN number, you're able to tap into yourself and begin to get as much money out of it that you want, because you are your own ATM. Money equals you. I believe that you don't have to work hard for money. I believe that you need to work smart for money, right? I believe that you don't need to work you need to work your mind and not your behind, right? I believe that money was designed to work for us, not we work for money, right? And so when we begin to look at that from that concept of understanding that money equals me, it brings me into a level of understanding to where I realize that if I'm not making the kind of money that I want to make, if I'm not being able to really connect and really begin to move into a greater dynamic in money, there's no separation between me and money. So if I'm not bringing in the right money, if I'm not bringing it in, something is wrong. And we need to look at that tonight. We need to look at what's going to stop us from getting that magnetizing power, that magnetism that I want to magnetize the money to me. There's something that's prohibiting that. There's something that's stopping that. And we need to get to the bottom of what that is that's stopping me from manifesting and magnetizing money into my life. Goes back again with how you feel about money. How do you think about money on a deeper level? Have you been always had, well, you know what, maybe I don't deserve this, maybe I don't deserve that. The next thing before we move on, we have to look at is how you handle money, because it makes no sense for you to get more money if you're not handling money the right way. Am I just spending money as it comes in? Am I organizing? Have I really established myself wise as have a money plan on how I'm investing? Am I, or am I just trying to live day to day, paycheck to paycheck? Have I really tried to really expand myself to open up to allow money to come in? Have I really put myself in a position to get more money? Because that's another way we're going to look at that tonight, is that some of us are not in the position. We have to be in the right position in order to be able to magnetize the money to come in. Remember, you don't want to chase money. You want money to chase you. And so with that being said, we move on to money is the power to create. Money gives us the power to create our future. It gives us the power to create for our families. It gives us the power to create for our children's children, to leave generational blessings and generational wealth and finances and so forth. Money gives you the ability to create and use your imagination to bring things into perspective, bring things into its origin, into your life, that you begin to mold and shape it into what it's going to be. In order for you to become a money magnetizing person, you must begin to walk in purpose. Let me tell you why. Because if I'm not walking in purpose, I'm only just trying to get the quick fix. I just want money real quick. I just want money for this and money for that, money for that. But when you walk in your purpose, when you begin to walk in purpose and really begin to elevate at that level, what happens is you begin to become a constant. And what you got to understand is being consistent with your magnetizing power. You're not looking for a quick fix. You're not looking for just money here, money there, but you're walking in purpose. And that's one of the ways that money will allow you to you'll be able to manifest and magnetize money um, for a longevity of time. Whenever we're dealing with money, whenever we're dealing with manifesting money, we always want to have longevity plans. We don't necessarily just want the quick fix. We don't necessarily just want the overnight Band-Aid, just something to hold it down until things get better. No, we want to be able to make things the right way right now. We don't want to have to wait to how things are, or if they're coming or not coming, or which direction are they going in. And so money has the power. Money is the power to create. It is the power to create things and bring things into fruition. It is the power to make your dreams come true, for you to be able to elevate and begin to make your dreams come true. And so we are so happy and that you've had this opportunity to move into this level of understanding and really begin to understand the whole output of how money operates. And I've always liked this. If you empty the coins in your pocket into your mind will in return fill your pockets with coins. Let's look at this for a minute. If you empty the coins that's in your pocket, the money that you have, if you put that money that's in your pocket in your mind, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, if you put it in your mind in return will fill your pockets back up with coins. This shows you that if I'm able to now get the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding of how to become a money a manifester, a money magnetizer, and I invest in myself, listen, the mind in return will now begin to fill my pockets with coins. This is a very, very something that I love to. Nice quote, nice. It's a nice quote that I like to look at because it's so powerful in how it transcends from this particular place of being able to really understand how powerful your mind is when it comes to manifesting and magnetizing money into your life. Whatever you focus on, you magnify. Whatever you focus on, you magnify. This is very important. Listen, if you're in a position where you need more money and you need finances for this, and you want to expand your you want to expand your money, you never want to focus on the lack. You never want to focus on not being able to manifest or bring the money in, because what you focus on, you magnify. Listen, if I focus on the lack of money or not having money, I'm going to magnify that even bigger than what it is. So what I want to do is I want to focus on the point that the money, that I do have the money, I have it in consciousness, right? Because before I can manifest it on the outside, I must first have obtained it from within, right? I must first feel that I deserve to have it. I must feel that I need it, that I have it, that I possess it, that this is something that I deserve. This is something that I believe that I deserve from great amounts of just who I am, that I'm blessed, that I'm receiving this well-deserved opportunity, right, to manifest and bring money in, right? But I want to focus on that. I don't want to focus on the lack. I don't want to focus what I don't have. I don't want to focus on the things that could be or should be, because whatever I focus on, that's what I'm going to magnify. And so a lot of us get frustrated because we've been focusing on the lack of, I need money for this, I need money for this, I need more money for this. And while you're focusing on that, instead of you getting the solution to your problem, you're just magnifying the problem even bigger and making it more monstrous than what it needs to be. And so what we want to do is we want to begin to look at this from a different perspective, because I want to be able to now manifest more money, more prosperity, and begin to have that money magnetizing power come into my life. And so this right here, this really changed my life when I really began to work with this and really begin to look at it from this perspective. A lot of us, when we understand the language of money, that money has a language, money has its own operational understanding and thought process, right? When we go to the store and we buy things and we go shopping and we order stuff online, and somebody comes in the house and says, how much money did you spend today, right? If you look at the word spend, inside of the word spend is the word END. If you're looking at this webinar now, you can see that I highlighted the word END, right? End. In the word spend is the word end, right? You don't never want to spend money, right? And what I mean by that is you want to always begin to tell yourself that I never spend money, I circulate money, right? Because if I circulate, that which I circulate comes back to me. Once you spend something, it's ended. You have already ended it. It's over, right? But if I circulate money, and what I mean by that is you having the consciousness of now reframing your mind to say, no longer will I spend money, I'm circulating money. So now when I go shopping, when I order online, when I go out to eat, when I go to, in the extracurricular activities that I take place in, anything that I spend, that I use money, I'm now circulating the money. So now I'm not asking how much money did I spend. I'm asking how much money did we circulate today? How much money are we circulating? Because what that does now, it puts me in a different level of consciousness now where I'm circulating money. I'm no longer spending money. Because in the word spend is the word end. And I want to be able to manifest money and bring money from north, south, east, west, right? And so I want to be able to circulate money to me. That means all the money that I'm circulating is all really coming right back to me. And so that's the concept. That's the ideology, the mindset that we need to have when we're working with money, to be able to understand it from that standpoint. Money, what I believe about money is that everybody needs to have at least 4 streams of income, right? I believe that you should have at least 4 streams of income. Why? The number 4 is the number of stability. The number 4 is the number of structure, stability, organizing, prioritizing, putting things in perspective, right? The number 4 has to do with structure and strength, right? And so I've always believed that everybody should have more than one stream of income, right? And so we're going to take a look at a couple of things here. Money chases good ideas. So a lot of you are saying, well, how could I bring money to me? How can I magnetize money? Money comes to you through ideas. Whenever somebody wants more money, they start discussing ideas, right? They say average minds discuss people, places, and things, right? It says mediocre minds discuss other people, right? But great minds discuss ideas, right? And so when you begin to discuss ideas, what ends up happening is ideas are what money chases. Money chases good ideas. If you ever hear the stories about the people who go to Silicon Valley and they have these great ideas and they go and they get these $5 million, $10 million startups from these investors, these angel investors at Silicon Valley out in San Francisco, what happens is it wasn't so much about them, it was about the idea. Money will chase a good idea. I want to ask you while you're watching this right now, how many good ideas do you have? Get out a piece of paper, start writing them down. How many good ideas do you have? Money is waiting to be glued to you. Money is waiting to be glued to you, waiting to just overtake you and just magnetize all over you, right? Money chases good ideas. How many ideas do you have, right? Your focus will always determine your success. We talked about this earlier, that what you focus on, you magnify, right? but your focus will also determine your money success and how you financially increase and expand. Because if you're thinking about how can I generate more money, how can I bring more money in, how can I expand my financial situation, there's something that has to happen. But as you begin to work and think about that, and what happens is you start to get ideas. Ideas start coming to you and you begin to write these ideas down. The key to your future is sealed in your imagination. Your imagination is the beginning of creation. It is the place where you begin to understand and begin to move into greater levels and greater heights and depths, right? When you begin to understand the key to your future, that your future, that people are afraid of tomorrow because they've never seen tomorrow. They've never embraced it, right? And so yesterday is gone. They call today a present, right? Because it's here now, right? And so in order for you to really move into the future, you must realize that the key to your future is sealed in your imagination, that your mind, your imagination is going to give you everything you need to move into that next level of being able to manifest and magnetize this money that you want to bring into your life. Wealth begins in the head. Wealth is something that I've always believed that once you come into a greater level of understanding and you really begin to look at it from a context of understanding what wealth is, understanding that to be wealthy is to be able to have a certain level of mindset, a certain consciousness. There's a difference between being rich and being wealthy, right? And so when you begin to get into those levels of understanding, you begin to understand and know that as you expand in your money consciousness, as you begin to magnetize money in, right? It comes down to this: your friends are a resume of what you're going to become. Listen to me. Everybody who's listening, who's watching this is probably one of the most important things that you will get out of this webinar. Listen to me. Your friends are a resume of what you're going to become. What that means is this: you can't be a money magnetizing manifester and still hang around people who don't manifest and who don't want money and who don't want to magnetize money, right? If you said to me tonight, hey, I want to make $100,000, right? This is what I would tell you. You need to start hanging around people who make $100,000, right? Because your friends are a resume of what you're going to become. So if I want to be a millionaire, I need to hang around millionaires. Why? Because what happens is I begin to absorb their consciousness. I begin to understand how millionaires think, how they talk, how they walk, how they operate. I begin to pull in their ideologies. I begin to pull in their consciousness. And what happens is, guess what? My friends are a resume of what I'm going to become. And so if I hang around people who are millionaires, who have hundreds of thousands of dollars, what that does now, that begins to expand my thinking. It begins to change who I am, because I have now connected myself with a group of people who I feel in a place where I'm heading, where I'm going forward into. And so it's very crucial about the people you hang around, because if you hang around people that make more money than you, guess what's going to happen? You're going to eventually expand to their level. So it's very important that you begin to understand that and look at that from that perspective and begin to move into some great understandings and great things. Because when you begin to understand those levels of opportunities that have been presented to you, your friends are going to be the things that really change. So guess what? You could be saying tonight that I really want to start manifesting money. I really want to start moving my life into a different level, a different perspective. And so what happens is as you move to those levels, you begin to realize that the friends who are not on those levels, who are not trying to do those things, who don't want to manifest money, you may be hanging around people who don't want money or who don't have a good relationship with money, who don't want money, right? And so what happens is those people begin to move away from you and begin to disappear, right? But now you have to start connecting yourself with people who want to be a part of your life, people who want to be connected with you, people who are making $100,000, $200,000 a year, right? And as you begin to hang around those people, right, and get into that inner circle, your mind, your finances, and everything will begin to expand. Because guess what? When you start hanging around those kind of people, you start hearing about the kind of ideas that go around. You start hearing about how they make money, how they approach, what is their plan, what is their money plan. What you begin to see money manifestation, magnetism at a higher level, right? And what that does is that brings you into a deeper level of understanding of really how the magnetism and the manifestation of money really works. And so as we begin to move into that level of understanding, you begin to look at it from that perspective and really say, wait a minute, you know what? I've been hanging around these guys who are 100,000aires, and they really changed my life. They really opened me up to really understanding how money operates and how they deal with money on a different level. And that the things that I was doing was really totally the way to go. And so you'll look at it from that perspective, and it will allow you to move into that. Now, I said this earlier about the lack of money is really the root to all evil, right? But when you really look at it from a perspective like this, there's really no such thing as a lack of money. There's only a lack of imagination, right? So if there's anybody that's watching this right now, if you ever said to yourself, you know what, dang, man, I really could use some extra money, man. I really, I'm low on funds. It's a lack of money right now. There is no such thing as a lack of money. There's only a lack of imagination, because anytime you need to manifest or create money, you need to go to, as we talked about earlier, the key to your future is sealed in your imagination. And if I can go into my imagination, which is the beginning of creation, what that does now, the imagination allows me to come up with ideas, because we talked about earlier that money chases good ideas. And I begin to come up with opportunities that I can now manifest and magnetize money into my life. Money answers all things. This is deep. Listen to this. The ancient scriptures, right? Those of you that go to church in the Bible says that money answereth all things, right? I got to ask you this. Do you have a lot of questions, or do you have a lot of answers? Because if money answers all things, I really don't have a lot of questions. So either the person has a lot of questions or they have a lot of answers, right? And so you have to begin to understand how to operate and use money, and how money is to be dealt with, how money is to be handled, right? And there's a certain way to handle money, right? I know that coming to the knowledge and understanding that money answereth all things, right? Money is the answer to all things, right? They always used to say that, I used to watch the mob movies, and they used to say, listen, everybody has a price, right? I don't care who you are, there's a price. There's a money price that I can put, and I'll be able to get you to do whatever it is that I need you to do. Everybody has a price, right? Money answers all things. When you talk about manifesting and when you talk about magnetizing money, the question I have to ask you is, what will you determine? What determine what you will do to generate money, right? Because we talked about this earlier. Those of you that are just tuning in, there are 4 streams of income that everybody should have, 4 different streams of income, right? And we talked about walking in purpose. What is your purpose in life? Because a lot of times people are just chasing money. They will do whatever they got to do to get money, right? Rob, steal, kill. They do stuff they don't really want to do just to get money, right? You want to walk in your purpose. You want to be able to magnetize money to you and manifest money to you, right? Based on the things that you're doing that you love to do to help people, whatever gift or talent that you possess, right? You want to be able to manifest and really get to that level, right? And what you want to do is determine, what will I do to bring the money in? What am I going to do, right? We never want to chase money. We want money to chase us. I never want to chase money. I don't want to go after and chase money. Now, I'm not telling everybody to go quit their job, but listen, we all know the old saying that says you will never be rich working for somebody else, right? So I've always believed that a job, J-O-B, was just over broke, right? So we look at it from that perspective as a job as a job is just over broke. Some people work hard enough not to get fired, and they're getting paid just enough not to quit, right? But to move to a higher level, I believe in order for us to really begin to demonstrate money manifestation and money magnetism, at some point we need to move into the entrepreneurial level of consciousness. And it's at that level where we're able now to not chase money, but now allow money to chase us. And so we begin to move into that. I'm getting ready to put together something that's going to be totally awesome. We're actually in the beginning stages of putting it together. It's called the League of Extraordinary Manifestors. It's going to be phenomenal. And this particular group is going to be a mastermind group. And this particular group, I'm going to be really imparting myself, really pouring into the members of this group some great wisdom, knowledge, great opportunities. So stay on the lookout for that. The League of Extraordinary Manifestors. You want to be a part of that. It's going to be a serious mastermind group. We're in the beginning stages of putting it together, and I got to tell you, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be all new content. It's going to be awesome, and I really, those of you tonight that really are interested in it, we're gonna definitely keep you informed of what's to come. I've always believed that understanding money and finance is something that needs to be studied. It's not just about how am I going to make money, but understanding the language of money, how money operates, understanding how to work with money and what to do with money when you get it, right? Because it's not a matter of getting more money. It's about what are you doing with the money that you already have, right? So I've always believed that when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. And what I mean by that is when you're ready to learn how to operate with money, when you're ready to really learn how to really manifest money, and you really at that point where you're saying, listen, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to come to that next level, the teacher will appear. I talked about this earlier, but I wanted to really get a little deeper with this. When we talked about the difference between being rich and wealthy, right? Being rich is having a lot of money, right? Having the ability to have a lot of money. Being wealthy is the ability to finance your dreams. That's wealth, right? Being rich is just you have a lot of money, right? But wealth is your money is working for you. Wealth is you have now set up your money to generational. It's a generational thing now, where wealth is being put on this cycle of being able to evolve and transcend over great periods of time, right? Wealth is old money, Rockefeller, Kennedy money, stuff like that. And when you begin to understand wealth is the ability to finance your dreams, right? Anybody who's wealthy, you want to be at that level to finance your own dreams. If you want to, say, hey, look, I want to do this. I want to go fly planes. I want to, this is what you really want to do, is get to that level of wealth where you're able to finance each and every one of your dreams. Now, when we talk about, as we went back to the beginning, we were looking at this from a perspective of this. We were saying to ourselves that what is our relationship with money? How do we feel about money? How do we think about money, right? Money magnifies who you really are. And so what that means is this. That means that if I'm cheap, if I'm stubborn, if I'm, mean and angry all the time, Only thing money is going to do is magnify that, right? And so if I'm nice, if I'm kind, if I'm loyal, if I'm, always been there to help my friends and family, what's going to happen is money is going to magnify. Money magnifies who you really are. So people always say all the time that when you get money, it changes you. No, money doesn't change you. Money only magnifies who you really are. You were that whole person who you were. It's just that money now is magnifying that who you really are. And so you really got to take a look in the mirror and really ask yourself who you are. Because when you begin to get to the level, when you start manifesting money and really bringing money in, you'll begin to see how money will begin to magnify who you really are. All right. So we talked about a variety of different things tonight. We talked about, are you ready to magnetize money in your life? I have an opportunity tonight that I want to bring into perspective tonight. I wanted to talk to you tonight about some things that we're going to put into perspective. Listen, we talked about the circulation, right? No longer are we going to spend money, but we're going to circulate money, because when we spend money, we end it, right? In the word spend is the word end, right? We talked about that. We're going to be circulating money. We talked about the concept of money. We talked about all those wonderful things. So now we're getting to the point now where we're going to move into, manifesting and magnetizing money into your life. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to be able to manifest money in different levels based on what we're going to be doing for the next 2 weeks. So the opportunity that I want to present to you tonight is an opportunity that will give you a hands-on approach of how to magnetize money into your life, right? So this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about the money blueprint, right? We have the money blueprint. So the money blueprint is going to start July 28th at 8 p.m., right? In this 2-week course, right, you will discover how to make your own money blueprint. You will learn how to start magnetizing money to you, right? So listen, this is a hands-on thing. So what's going to happen with this, right, is that we're going to be able to now move into a different level and a different concept of how we're going to do things. Now, the reason why I'm also offering a 30-minute consultation with me, right? So listen, the reason why I pushed it back 2 weeks is this. Based on the 30-minute consultations that I'm going to get with everybody, I figure that in those consultations, I'll be able to get to where you guys are at, where you want to be, where you're striving to go. And we can really put some things together. So when we do start this course, we will be able to really have everybody on the same page, or everybody at the level where they want to move forward and where they're going. You also get a copy of my newly released book, which is The Art of Manifestation, 6 Keys to Creating Your Own Reality. And what happens is, with this particular course, we're going to be dealing with the blueprint. A blueprint is very, very crucial in everything that you do. So, I mean, if you're talking about getting married, if you're talking about starting a family, if you're talking about building your career, everything should be done with a blueprint, which is a layout, which is a architectural structure of what you want to manifest and bring into perspective. And so when it comes to finances and money, we want to be able to deal with and collectively come together and build this money blueprint. And so what we're going to be doing is we will come together to really manifest and bring this blueprint together and really lay it out as we begin to lay out your blueprint. Because based on your blueprint, you will be able to build and really move and transcend to another level. And so we want to really, really move into that tonight. So you're going to get the 2-week course. You're going to get the 30-minute consultation. You're going to get a copy of my newly released book. Also, what I'm going to do is, those of you that do get into the Money Blueprint course, I'm going to allow you to come into the League of Extraordinary Manifestors as well, right? That's this new thing that I've been talking about tonight. And you're going to get all of this for $97, right? This is a great, great steal, right? The reason why I placed it at $97 was because me and my team, we sat down and I really wanted to come up with a number that I felt would allow people to be able to really embrace and be able to make an investment in themselves, to really give them the opportunity to really begin to manifest and bring some things into perspective. You know, the question I ask is, what's in your hands right now? What is it that you have within you that you can now step to the forefront, that now you can put yourself into the place on the stage of life and begin to manifest and become a money magnet and magnetize money to you? We're going to be talking about visualization. I'm going to be really getting into some real concepts. But listen, these are the results. Once you come out of this course, you will come out with ways of making money. You will come out with a whole new perspective of how you think about money, how you feel about money. You will come out with a whole new approach of who you connect with in life and how you build relationships. You will start connecting with like-minded people. You'll start connecting with people who are about what you are about, who are trying to manifest and really move into some great avenues and great concepts in life. And so I'm definitely excited to be in this particular place that we're in tonight, because we're going to be moving into some great things. So listen, those of you that are watching right now who have actually, if you have signed up for this webinar right now, if you check your emails, you will already have the link where you can sign up tonight for the Money Blueprint. And so if you sign up tonight, those are the things that you're going to get. You're going to get the 2-week course, right? Discovering how to create your own money blueprint. You're going to learn how to start magnetizing money to you. You're going to get a 30-minute consultation with me. You're going to get the copy of my newly released book. And you're also going to be able to enroll in the League of Extraordinary Manifestors. And so we're definitely excited about that. And, and so listen, this is an offer that you cannot refuse. You cannot refuse to invest in yourself. This is an investment that invests in itself. Really looking forward to really giving you guys the stuff that I use, the concepts, the precepts, right? Because when we begin to understand it on a conscious level about the consciousness of money, and understand that what we are going after about money is not really from an outside perspective, but it's really on the inside. It's really, how do I feel? Because understand this, your money magnetism power doesn't come from outside of you. Your money magnetism power comes from within you. And until you can tap within it and really tap within that, you have to be able to move into that level. And so we're going to get into all of that in the Money Blueprint. I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight to this great broadcast. This webinar was awesome. We went through a lot of things. Listen, those of you that are watching this on the playback and you feel like this was some great understanding, some great things, I want you to, if you can, share this webinar with 5 of your friends. And hopefully, all of you can be a part of this Money Blueprint. But like we said earlier, your friends are a resume of what you're going to become. And so what that means is that if I'm going to become a money manifestor, a money magnetizing manifestor, I have to now start associating with people who are of like-mindedness. And so when we do that, what we're going to do now is we're going to move into that level of elevation and that level of consciousness. And so I like to say this one thing before I leave. Listen, those of you that are watching and you want to stay connected, if this is your first time connecting with me, what you can do, you can go to issacharbay.com and you can join my mailing list. I have a lot of different things on my website that you guys can get involved with. I have podcasts, so many things. We have the blog, so you can really get connected and stay connected with me. We have a lot of great things coming up, a lot of great opportunities. And so you can definitely stay connected with me. I'm on Facebook, Issachar Bay. I'm also available on Instagram, Issachar Bay. I'm on LinkedIn, Issachar Bay. So you can find me pretty much on every social media platform. And I want you to stay connected with us. And what we're going to do is, we're really looking forward to everybody who's going to be a part of this great money blueprint course that we have. And I'd like to say this one thing: your destiny is not a matter of chance, but it's a matter of choice.